and welcome to the Party Center Speaks podcast. This is the podcast for family entertainment centers and event venue owners, operators, managers, and staffers looking to grow their businesses. Want to learn about increasing booking parties, improving facility operations, and more? Well, this podcast is just for you. My name is Araceli Balcazar. I'm the marketing and social media coordinator here at Party Center Software. In this episode, we're going to interview Ian, who's also part of our team here at Party Center Software. So Ian, tell me about yourself and who you are here at Party Center Software.
Well, I'm excited to be here. My name is Ian Anderson, and I am the Director of Service Operations and Support. So in a nutshell, I work directly with the support team and manage their day-to-day actions, as well as our processes, as well as, new oncoming features and anything that comes into the play of something that we need to get training, we need to get tickets, any questions our customers have, and make sure the overall care of our customers is at all-time high.
Awesome. Yeah, Ian and his team are, super important to the Party Center Software team. And, like he said, he onboards new customers, provides that technical support, and responds to customers if they have any issues or like technical support. So that's awesome. So Ian, how did you get into the FEC industry in the first place? Want to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, actually, I fell into the FEC industry with this role. I had no prior experience other than being a consumer of it. And while that was really exciting, I thought that when I first met another one of our team members, Sean Radcliffe, in an interview, him and I talked and we really connected, and he shared his passion with me. And it definitely drove my passion for the FEC industry and just everything that our family entertainment centers do on an operational standpoint. And that's kind of what gets me excited about helping our customers every day, is going beyond, the customer to business, relationship. And so that it's pretty exciting to get in a little bit deeper there.
Yeah, of course. And I love how just, the FEC industry is just really super family oriented. And I feel like we truly want to help those customers and make sure they're set up for success. So that's great. And speaking about friends and family, how would your friends and family describe what you do?
I would say very confused. They will latch onto certain words and they will not be able to pick out anything. And, a lot of the time when someone refers back to it, they're like, oh yeah, you do stuff with like inflatable bounce houses, right? I'm like, oh, it does not stop there, my friend. And so I kind of think that, a lot of people think of what we do as a very small bubble, but
Mhm.
we have event venues all the way to what I would say are, yes, we have inflatables and we have everything in between. And I think that if when I try and explain it and try and share it with people, I try and remind them, I'm like, hey, think about when you were a kid. Think about the places that you visited frequently, and those are our customers. Those are the, small
Mhm.
mom and pops to, franchises that we help on a day-to-day basis and take care of. So, it's
I mean, I
it's
think in
something.
a nutshell, all that matters is that they know that you're helping people and customers in that industry, and I think that's really important. So I'm sure they know that.
Yeah, it might take them one or two times to hear it, but
Right.
eventually I think they'll get it. They
I
might
mean, no,
still not be able to
because you
tell you
do a
what my
lot.
title
You
is.
really do a lot. So I can understand how that could be confusing for friends and family to not necessarily know what you do. But like I said, all that matters is that you help people and in the FEC industry, and that's great.
No,
So
exactly.
now what's like your biggest challenge in your role that you're facing right now, and how are you tackling it?
I think that the biggest challenge in the role right now is for support to facilitate and be able to operate on a day-to-day basis with all our customers. We like to think of ourselves as like a tight-knit, small kind of company. However, in reality, our customers are international. We have
Mhm.
customers all over the world, and there is a delay sometimes in support where we have someone that is all the way across the world that puts in a ticket and might not get a response immediately. And so we're always trying to find ways to be able to better suit and better provide service and support and answers to those customers. I think that's the biggest challenge on a day-to-day basis of making sure those customers are taken care of. So we have lots of projects in the work that we can, try and address those customers, anything from automation pieces that from a support standpoint, all the way to looking at our operating hours and making sure that we're always within the kind of the middle ground or median of where our customers are operating, as well as we have projects to make sure that we have the most up-to-date and best documentation and resources for our customer, just to make sure that if we're not around, something is there for our customers to really kind of benefit from and take away.
No, yeah, for sure. And I really appreciate you explaining that. And I just love how you have, that positive attitude and you don't give up quickly. And I truly admire that. And I could see that you truly love helping people, even when you're not there. Like you said, those helpful articles are super helpful. So that's great. And so now I'm curious about an instance of when you felt really good about assisting a customer. Can you tell me a little bit about that, or a situation where you helped a customer and that how that truly impacted you?
Yes, I definitely can. The first one that comes to mind is over the holidays. Our team was very, very busy. As many FECs out there are busy during that same time period because you're doing events, you have extra things that are going on, and so my team of support was extra busy during that time, and so
Yeah.
I jumped in and I was helping out. One of the things that our company does, we do websites. Araceli, I know you've designed quite a few and done an
Yep.
amazing job.
Thank
And
you. Thank you
so
for that.
I jumped in, and I think it was November, December, to try and help a
Mhm.
new customer uh, build their first website. This was a brand new business starting from scratch. And, I walked through with them talking about the design of their logo and how it really it could be implemented in different ways. We talked about the design of their websites and trying to come up with their vision and make something that really came to life, because this individual had no prior experience in the FEC industry, nor any experience, operating a business in this capacity. So for me, it was all about empowerment and really trying to help this person's vision and dream come to life, because that was what was exciting for me, is like, this is a first time person that's coming to the table. They're like, hey, I have all these ideas, I have all these pieces that I want to see come together. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make this happen for you. And that was what was really exciting. And, I think that was, taking the emails and the conversations by phone and all of the forms that we had her fill out, and we worked with her, and taking all that and putting it into something, and then coming back and being at the end and being like, hey, this is your business. This is kind of represents who you are and what you're developing into is, and it was just very exciting to see all of it come to fruition and really become
Right.
something. And I think that was the one of the most feel good times that you can have, is really seeing someone get established and get an opportunity to be a part of this industry.
No, yeah, I 100% agree, especially with websites. You get that customer, and especially if they're new in the FEC industry, you're with them from start to finish, and even creating the logo, getting their brand colors, getting everything on their website. And it's just really great to see from start to finish, and you helping them through that process. I think that definitely I could speak volumes on it. It's just a really nice, time where you can help that customer basically create their vision and make it come true. So that's great.
And
So
I want
yeah.
to add on just
Yeah,
one
go ahead, go
extra
ahead.
thing to that. I think that the trust that our customers have with us, and that we can be their, confidant, and,
Mhm.
somebody that can give them also advice, and they take it and they're like, yeah, you guys kind of know what you're doing. You've been through this. You've seen examples of this working successfully. And I think that that's something that's really great, because example, new business owners like we're talking about, they
Mhm.
really gain from having the experience of other people they've never even met, but they pseudo met through us. That's
Right.
something that's really cool. So
Yeah,
just
and I
had to throw
think
that in there.
no, of course, and I think that's great that even that you're on support and I'm like in the marketing sector, and I think it's just great how a bunch of these customers kind of view us as mentors and teachers and kind of, show them the ropes of how a successful website looks like and how, like you said, make their vision come true and just, make them have a successful business and upbringing. So that's just super great. So what does good customer service necessarily mean to you? With helping a bunch of customers, I'm sure that you have, your top three. What does that mean to you?
I look at it as it's a very complicated question because everyone
Yeah.
has their opinion on what's good customer service, good support, good experience is really, because your customer's experience is what we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And when we deal with customers, good experience leaves someone feeling heard, number one, because when you call support, it's not because you're calling to, be like, hey, I love you guys. It's
Right.
usually because I need something. And so being heard and knowing that what you're asking for is something that is, solvable. And so, or at the very least, someone's hearing what you are asking for and understands you well enough to get a solution for you. Number two is really kind of looking at it as a plan and offering some kind of feedback and action, you know, after you've heard someone, being able to really kind of reiterate that back to them and say, hey, this is something that you're not by yourself. I understand you, and I am telling you what our next steps are so we can get this resolved for you because I understand your problem fully now. And being able to repeat that back to the customer is really important. And then I would say number three, and this is probably my most, if I was to describe myself as picky and some nitpicky as far as what I look
Mhm.
for when my agents are doing something, is follow up and consistency. If you tell the customer you're going to do something, let's do it.
Right.
Don't say I'm going to do this and then forget about it and put it on the back burner. If you say that you have a commitment with a customer, let's follow through and let's make sure that we make it happen, because I think that that's something that I've experienced from other places. I don't necessarily get that same experience, and I do not want anyone to ever have that experience. So that's something that's important to me.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think, just in a nutshell, it's just really putting yourself in the customer's shoes, putting them in their perspective and seeing why they're coming to you and really just, like you said, validating their feelings and making them feel heard. So now,
Yeah.
what do you consider to be the most important skills when providing customer service?
Ooh, okay. Being able to do it all. You know, I think that if I was to nail it down and I was looking for particular skills, I look for someone that has empathy.
Hmm.
Empathy is something that helps with what I was just talking about, of being heard and being able to, kind of repeat yourself back to customer, because if you don't have empathy, then you're not going to be able to understand a customer fully. And
Right.
if you can't understand your customers, then they're just not going to ever feel in a good place with the service that they're getting. And so I think it's really important to make sure that you take your customers into account and you do your best to give them that opportunity. So I would say empathy is really important. I look for someone that is eager, because I think that being able to be eager and consistent, where you're following up on those topics that you really care about or that you are passionate about, it
Hmm.
shows that you're going to go that extra mile. And that's what a lot of our support team already does. That's what they come in, they put their whole hearts into the support they deliver. And that's why our customers consistently, appreciate and recognize our customer service. And in our monthly meetings,
Right.
we have our customers' comments from the surveys that they take on the tickets, and we highlight those. And customers never know that we do this, but I like to call it out for the rest of the team, because this is the experience that they get because of what our support team puts forward. And so it's something that's kind of important, I think, is being able to do that. And I think the last thing, I do look for a little humility, just because there are people that are always going to think that they do best, they know best, or that they don't have anything else to learn. They're the best of the best of the best. And
Right.
in reality, we as human beings always have an opportunity to learn. So I really do look for someone that can kind of take that with a grain of salt and grow with us, because we're all growing constantly. And so that's something that's important to me as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just always making sure that, you put your best foot forward and, like you said, just have that empathy and just really have your heart in it. Because that's what our customers see. And like I said, like this FEC industry is just so family oriented and we're just really people that care. So hopefully that translates with us. And of course, I know it translates with you guys, of course. And I also think just adding on to that, I really see you guys. I would say patience is key. I see you guys have so much patience with our customers and really, just make sure you get them from start to finish and solve their problems or find a workaround, which I think is just super great. So I really appreciate you speaking on that. And then lastly, I was just curious, what's your goal for this year?
I think that the biggest goal that we have for this year is to deliver another exceptional year of customer support.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 3 years in a row now of our customer satisfaction scores being over 97%. And I think that that's something that really speaks to our interactions with our customers. And I look forward to doing that again this year. I want us to challenge ourselves and push ourselves to get as high as we possibly can. So I think that, taking care of the customers, making sure that they're excited about what's going on. We have lots of new features that have just come out. So helping customers with our memberships, helping customers with websites, automations, all of
Right.
these new facets that we have to our software. I think that that's really exciting. So I look forward to expanding our knowledge and ex, experience with our customers in those areas. So I think that's going to be really exciting to see continue out this year.
No, yeah, for sure. And I condemn you for that, for those tickets, 97%, that's a pretty high number. And honestly, I think that's a really great goal to have. And I just see your perseverance in your team. And I 100% think that you guys will achieve that. So that's great. Well, alrighty. Well, thank you, Ian, for being on this week's episode.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, no problem. I hope the tips shared today were helpful. If you have any feedback or have any topics you'd like us to discuss, please sure to email marketing@partycentersoftware.com. This podcast is a weekly podcast, so make sure to tune in every Thursday. Party Center Speaks is powered by Party Center Software. We are a facility management tool that helps family entertainment centers and event venues book more parties and manage their facilities. We also offer marketing services such as custom website design and marketing automations to help you expand your reach and grow traffic. If you'd like to know more about us, please head over to www.partycentersoftware.com and please be sure to give us a follow at Party Center Software on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and at Party Center Soft on Twitter. Until next time, and thanks for listening.